Hello guys. Hi. Hello everyone. Hello Priyesha. Hi Suhasini. Hello Tanika. Hi Swaleha. कैसे हैं आप सब लोग? Hi Venu. Hi Shams. Good evening Pratiksha. Hello Sneha. I'm good. Hi Bhavnoor. चलिए. Hi Jessna. Hi Jona. कैसे हैं आप सब लोग? All good? चलिए. Good to see you all after 1 week. Hi Swaleha. Good evening. Hello Sitesh. I'm good. Hi Jyoti. चलो एक हफ्ते बाद मुलाकात हुई है एग्जैक्टली सो हाय एवरीवन. तो how is the studies going on by the way? Hi Anurag. Are you guys solving the questions? Hello Utkarsh. Hi Nisarg. I hope आप लोग क्वेश्चन उससे सॉल्व कर रहे हो है ना. तो वी हैव फिनिश्ड अप टू इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड और लास्ट क्लास में हमने फ्लक्स की शुरुआत कर ली थी. वी हैव स्टार्टेड फ्लक्स बाय द वे. So I hope you guys are solving the questions on the related topics. Are you receiving the assignments as well, everyone? Are you getting the assignments after the classes? Hey Aditi, hi Gayatri. You are getting it right. Kindly solve it, okay? Then only you will get the practice. Otherwise, I have told you the books and all, the process of revision, everything has been explained to you. So please, everyone, just start studying from now only. Otherwise, it will be too late to start, है ना. अभी से start कर दो because 11th भी revise करना है बाद में जाके. So after August or September, you have to give equal amount of time for 11th revision as well. So these are the few months like April, May, June, July, August, in which you have to like strengthen your class 12th a lot. Okay, then you have to focus both on 11th and 12th. Hey Pratiksha, sweet evening. Yeah. Hello Yashika. Hello Vanshika. Good evening. क्या आपने महाराष्ट्र स्टेट बोर्ड का टेक्स्ट बुक देखा? बेटा देखो, एक्चुअली द चैलेंज इन महाराष्ट्र टेक्स्ट बुक एंड सीबीएसई सिलेबस इज there are few subjects, there are few topics you should say, which are there in class 11th if you take care of the CBSE, but they are in class 12th in Maharashtra and vice versa, right? 11th ka topic 12th mein, 12th ka topic 11th mein. So I'll suggest that keep the preparation different for NEET examination and for boards examination. Obviously, yes, those topics which are in common, so which are there in NEET as well as in Maharashtra boards, anyways that will be discussing in the class, है ना. But those topics which are not in our syllabus this year, but if it is there in Maharashtra board, you have to put in extra effort for that, because if that is there in class 11th of CBSE, I cannot teach that in the class, right? तो वहां पे आपको थोड़ा एक्स्ट्रा फाइट मारना पड़ेगा एंड यू हैव टू मैनेज दैट ऑब्वियसली. सो इफ दे आर टीचिंग वेल इन स्कूल देन इट्स वेल एंड गुड. Otherwise, if you are facing difficulty, then 11th ka material is also available on YouTube, as well as through your class teachers, through your academic mentors. You can get the recordings of past year 11th topics. So for example, if a topic is there in your Maharashtra board this year, but in CBSE, if it was in class 11th, you can get the recordings and get it done as soon as possible, right? चलिए बहुत बढ़िया, आगे बढ़ते हैं everyone. So okay, if that is the case, Utkarsh, I'll just take this as a feedback, है ना. अगर कुछ options आपको लग रहे हैं assignment में गलत हैं, I'll talk to the content team अगर ये आपका concern है तो. चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं. And everyone, if you remember yesterday, I mean not yesterday, last week, Saturday, we started with electric flux, है ना. I hope you all remember, and I hope you all have revised as well before coming to this class, है ना. This is the least expectation from you people. Expectations are so many, like you will revise, you will do the questions and all those things, but at least you have revised the class. That is my expectation. So in flux, what did I teach you? First of all, I told you the formula for flux. So electric flux is defined as E dot dA. So it is the dot product of electric field and area vector. Then I took some examples. I said I took a paper sheet, if you remember, right? I said if you have a plane surface, then area vector is always normal to the surface. Any direction you can take, towards right or towards left. So any direction you can take. In particular question, if you have taken one direction of area vector, stick to that. That's it. So maybe it is towards right, and if the electric field is also in the same direction, then what is the angle between our electric field and area vector? It's 0 degree. We write electric flux is equal to E into A only, because cos 0 became 1. But I have also told you this scenario when this is our plane and electric field is on the plane of the paper, right? So I have told you, इसका मैंने आपको angle 45 दे दिया था to trap, right? And some of you got trapped as well. So these lines are just touching the area and going, they are not even crossing. If the area is in xy plane, the lines are also in xy plane only, है ना? So in this case we have seen the flux was equal to 0 because the area vector will be in the z direction while the electric field is in the plane of the paper, you can say, है ना? So angle between area vector and electric field is 90 degree. This is in xy plane and area vector is in z direction. yahan tak ho gaya tha, right everyone? Then also I told you the area vector for a closed surface or 3D surfaces. So if you have a cube, let's say, तो मैंने आपको बताया था, if you have a cube, area vector is always outward normal, है ना? ये हमेशा outward normal होता है. This is the area vector for a cube. Also, if you have a sphere, so that is also a closed surface only. Even in the case of a sphere, it is outward normal. आउटवर्ड नॉर्मल का मतलब क्या है? सेंटर से पास होगा, है ना? सो दिस इज द आउटवर्ड एंड नॉर्मल. So these are the outward normal in this case. Next thing about flux that I have told is number of lines. It is just the count of number of lines crossing through an area. Then I gave an example. I said, let's say this is a sphere, let's say, है ना, having a radius r. If you have kept a charge here outside the sphere, then the lines are crossing like this. These are the electric field lines crossing the sphere. And I asked you how much was the flux. So I think you all remember the net flux passing through this area, or you can say the 3D body, है ना? ये 3D sphere है. So net flux passing through this was equal to 0, and the logic behind this was the number of lines entering is equal to number of lines leaving the surface. So whenever you see number of lines entering is equal to number of lines leaving the surface, the flux would be 0. तो यहाँ तक हो गया था, and I think we stopped at this point itself. And then I told you that now we guys are thinking like Gauss. So just like Gauss proceeded towards the Gauss law, we are proceeding in the same way. Tell me if you are able to revise this. ये सिर्फ recap दिया मैंने, है ना? This is just recap, and I hope you all remember this. Okay? ओके, बहुत बढ़िया. साई तरुणेत सिंह सर, मंडे को स्कूल का इलेक्ट्रिसिटी का टेस्ट है एंड इवन मैग्नेटिक फील्ड्स, हाउ टू रिवाइज, प्लीज टेल मी. जो भी स्कूल में पढ़ाया है, रिवाइज इट, बिकॉज जनरली इन स्कूल दे गिव द क्वेश्चंस व्हाटएवर दे टॉट, है ना? एंड आल्सो रीड द एनसीईआरटी वंस. फॉर रीडिंग एनसीईआरटी आई एम टेलिंग दिस यू पीपल सिंस लास्ट ईयर ओनली. 11th के एंड में मैंने बोला था 12th का एनसीईआरटी पढ़ना शुरू कर दो, है ना? सो आई होप यू हैव डन दैट, साई तरुणी, एंड देन यू विल बी एबल टू रिवाइज क्वाइट इजीली. चलिए एवरीवन, अब हम लोग आगे बढ़ते हैं, ठीक है? What did we learn from the last example? If the charge is outside the sphere, then the net flux is equal to 0 because number of lines coming in is equal to number of lines going out from the two different surfaces. But will it happen number of lines entering is equal to number of lines leaving? नहीं होता है. हाँ, वो तब होता है जब इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड जो है ना वो थोड़ा वेरिएबल केस में दिया होता है. जब x का फंक्शन दिया होता है, then sometimes that happens, है ना? जब आप एक क्यूब ले लो, मान लो स्नेहा, और आपका जो इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड है वो वेरिएबल है, वो कांस्टेंट नहीं है और वेरिएबल हो रहा है, तो तब के केस में ऐसा हो सकता है, ठीक है? ओके स्नेहा, चलिए. So variable electric field is the answer for that question, right? Let's move ahead now. Now tell me one thing everyone. If you consider a sphere, ठीक है, अभी आपने sphere लिया, this time you are not taking the charge outside the sphere, but imagine the charge is inside the sphere, that too at the center. मान लीजिए सेंटर पे रखा हुआ है, ठीक है? This is our charge kept at the center of the sphere. The radius of the sphere, let's say it is r, right? What kind of electric field do we see here? ध्यान से देखिएगा. So the electric field will be like this, है ना? We know, right? It is normally going through the charge particle outwards. If it is a positive charge, this is how the electric field will look like. Correct, everyone? So let me draw a few lines here. So these all that I have drawn, these are the electric field lines going in this direction. ठीक है, बहुत बढ़िया. In this case, if you see, the number of lines are crossing the sphere only once. सिर्फ एक बार क्रॉस कर रहे हैं. So they are not crossing twice, right? Like inward and then outward. जैसे पिछले केस में हो रहा था, from one surface, one side, they were entering and then they were leaving from the other side. ऐसे, ठीक है? यहाँ पे ऐसा नहीं है. So can I say everyone here the flux will not be equal to zero? Yes, and this is what Gauss law will also say later on, that if your charge is inside the sphere, then you are going to get some flux. तो यहाँ पे flux will not be equal to zero. Next immediate question from your side should be, then sir how much is the flux, वो भी बता दो, है ना? चलो तो let's calculate flux. Flux को calculate करेंगे. Now everyone, I have the simple formula for flux, and that simple formula is integral of E dot dA, right? We write integral because we suppose that sometimes electric field can be variable, तो हम variable electric field लेके integrate कर लेंगे. But here if you see at a distance r, यहाँ पे surface पे, all the points will be having the electric field kq by r square. Can I say? देखो, distance of charge from any surface on the point is capital R, which is the radius. So you can say at any point on the surface of the sphere, the electric field is kq by r square. So now directly you can write E dot area vector as well, है ना? E dot area vector, or which means E A cos theta. ऐसा भी तो लिख सकते हैं ना? E A cos theta. Very nice. And now a very important thing, if it is a sphere, obviously I have taken this as a sphere. How will you draw the area vector now? So you will say, sir, area vector is also outward normal, and outward normal passes through the center. Coincidentally, you have kept your charge as well at center. So you will say area vector is also in the same direction. ये देखो, ये सब area vector है. This is area vector. So here coincidentally, electric field vector and area vector both are outward normal. सही है ना? Because charge was kept at center. So outward normal is the electric field. Outward normal is the area vector. Then what is the angle between them? They are in same direction. This blue line represents area vector. Angle between them is 0. So if I write the flux, the formula will be E into area. That's it. Because cos theta, theta is 0, cos 0 is 1. Getting my point, everyone? Simple formula. So flux is just E into area in this case. But then we thought, okay, when we have the electric field formula, which is kq by r square, why not let's calculate how much is that flux in terms of q, r, and in these terms. ठीक है? So what will I do to do that? देखो ध्यान से, I will write flux is equal to electric field into area. Electric field is how much, everyone, at a distance of r? kq by r square. Correct? Multiplied by area. Sphere है ये, है ना? Sphere का surface area. So surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r square. सभी को पता है, कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है ना? Sphere का surface area is how much? 4 pi r square. You will see if r square gets cancelled out. Correct, everyone? You are left with kq into 4 pi. One more thing, this k can be now written as 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. And that 4 pi in the denominator will cancel this 4 pi. So in denominator, you will be only left with epsilon naught, and you are going to get flux is equal to q by epsilon naught. ये देखो, ये इसका flux आ गया. So flux in this case is equal to q by epsilon naught. Those students who have already seen Gauss law, you must be able to relate with it. Gauss law भी यही कहता है, flux is equal to q enclosed divided by epsilon naught. Actually, this is the Gauss law only, but yeah, we will see that in form of law slightly later on, है ना? अभी तो मैंने आपको बस ये समझा दिया कि भाई in this case of a sphere, the flux is given by q upon epsilon naught. Not only I have told this, but I have derived this for all of you. चलिए बताइए, समझ में आया क्या? Have you got this? Yes, everyone. Simple सा concept था, q by epsilon naught. चलिए, बहुत बढ़िया. Now, a mind-boggling thing. Please pay your attention. What kind of you can say object have I taken here, or what kind of surface have I assumed here? चलो बताओ एक बार. Please respond. What kind of surface have I assumed here, everyone? कैसा surface लिया है? Circle नहीं है. स्फीयर है, स्फीयर भैया, डायग्राम देख के सर्कल बोल दिया, स्फीयर है ना। इतनी मेहनत कर रहा हूं, ऐसा मत करो यार प्लीज। हाँ क्या है, स्फीयर है, ठीक है। 3D सरफेस है, सर्कल इज नॉट अ सरफेस, सर्कल तो सिर्फ एक लूप की तरह हो गया है ना। हाँ स्फीयर लिया है ना, ध्यान से सुनिएगा, बहुत ही ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट बात है विच आई एम गोइंग टू डू नाउ। इफ आई डोंट कंसीडर द स्फीयर बट आई कंसीडर सम रैंडम लूप लाइक दिस, ये देखो कोई रैंडम लूप लिया, इवन स्मॉलर साइज, है ना, छोटे साइज का ले लिया मैंने। Can I say the flux from that random loop will also be q upon epsilon naught? Yes, because इसका logic was given in the last class. The number of lines crossing through the sphere is equal to number of lines crossing through this random surface. ये देखो, so though I have proved this for sphere because it was convenient for me to do that, but that does not mean that q by epsilon naught is only valid for a sphere. It is valid even for this random surface that I have drawn. दिख रहा है, बिल्कुल रैंडम है, कुछ भी बना दिया मैंने, उसमें भी एप्लीकेबल है। एंड सेम फॉर्मूला q अपॉन एप्सिलॉन नॉट। थोड़ा और आपको समझाते हैं, देखो ध्यान से। सो व्हाट डिड आई डू इन द लास्ट केस, मैंने एक स्फीयर ड्रॉ किया था, है ना, दिस वाज अ स्फीयर। I kept the charge at center and let me draw some electric field lines ताकि आपको पूरी पूरी फील आ जाए दोबारा से, है ना। सो ये देखो, ये इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड लाइंस हैं, देखते जाना। ये एक और, वन मोर, इधर से भी एक और बना देते हैं, इधर से एक बना देते हैं, और एक ये, ठीक है। दीज आर द इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड लाइंस आई सेड। सो ये लो। Okay, everyone, please focus. Very important part I'm going to teach. Even if I take a bigger sphere now, I'm increasing the size of the sphere. ये देखो, बड़ा कर दिया मैंने sphere को। Even the flux passing through this sphere will be same. Again, same logic ना, देखो, the number of lines crossing through the smaller sphere is equal to number of lines crossing through the larger sphere, है ना। इससे भी उतना ही फ्लक्स जाएगा जितना छोटे वाले स्फीयर से जा रहा था। फील आ रही है क्या सभी को? And one more thing, one more argument in support of this theory is, अब देखिए r square और r square they got cancelled out ना। तो even if I take different radius, if I write here 2r square, here also I have to write 2r square, तो 2r square cancel हो जाएंगे। तो can I say everyone, this flux which I have written, flux is equal to q upon epsilon naught if charge is q, is this independent of size? Yes, ये independent of size है, independent of size of the surface. Second thing, is it also independent of shape? देखो इसमें मैंने shape change कर दिया था, some random surface I have drawn. Yes, it is independent of shape as well. तो ये जो property है ना आपका, इसको मैं एक बार लिख देता हूं यहाँ पे, ठीक है, so that you will understand it and you will be able to revise it. So flux is equal to q by epsilon naught. Though your sir has derived it for a spherical surface because it was easier to do, it was convenient to do, but it is applicable for all the shapes. So it is independent of shape, है ना, independent of shape of the surface. Second thing, it is also independent of size of the surface. दोनों के independent हो गया. Tell me if you are getting this, everyone. And the logic is same that we have seen in the last class. Number of lines is same. So number of lines same होने से I have proved it through a question कि you will have same flux, है ना। अब आगे बढ़ते हैं, देखिएगा ध्यान से। While making notes of the previous class, I came across a slide. There was a conclusion of flux was written. So sir, there was 3 points written. It says flux depends on area of the surface. So नहीं, ये तो मैंने क्वेश्चन कराया था बेटा वाले, हाँ आपने ढंग से रिवाइज नहीं किया है। फ्लक्स का फॉर्मूला है वो, बट मैंने आपको ये वाला क्वेश्चन कराया था। देखिए, एक मैंने ऐसा ट्राइंगल वाला क्वेश्चन लिया था, क्या वाले, हाँ याद करिए, ये देखिए ऐसा। तो हमने ये देखा था कि यहां से भी उतना ही फ्लक्स जा रहा है जितना यहां से जा रहा है, बिकॉज एंगल इज चेंजिंग, है ना। तो सिर्फ एरिया पे डिपेंडेंट नहीं है वो इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड इनटू एरिया इनटू कॉस थीटा पे डिपेंडेंट है ना। तो इट डिपेंड्स ऑन एवरीथिंग, राइट। एंड हियर द फ्लक्स विच यू आर सीइंग, स्वलेहा, रेडियस तो कैंसिल हो रहा है, तो दैट प्रूव्स द आर्ग्यूमेंट, इट इज इंडिपेंडेंट ऑफ द एरिया, है ना, independent of the size, independent of the shape. And also Swaleha, I think you have missed in recording one point I have told you. If number of lines passing through two areas are equal, they will be having exactly equal amount of flux, because flux is nothing but the count of number of electric field lines passing through an area. Okay, so this was to answer Swaliha's doubts. Now, what have we understood from here, everyone? What is our conclusion? The flux through that closed surface is independent of the shape. It is independent of the size. One more mind-boggling thing. देखना ध्यान से, ठीक है? What if I change the location of the charge now? So in the last case, I kept the charge at the center, है ना? Center पे रखा था मैंने, and the flux came out to be Q upon epsilon naught. ठीक है, छोड़ दो उसको, अभी उसको साइड कर दो, है ना? What if I keep the charge somewhere here now? I am making the charge eccentric. अब सोच के बताना, will it remain same or will it be different? सोच के थोड़ा, ठीक है? Please just don't click on A or B. थोड़ा सा सोचो यार, है ना? If you think, you will get the answer. थोड़ा सा सोचना बस आपको, ठीक है? Think about it, everyone, and tell me, will it remain same or will the flux be different if I shift the charge from center to somewhere else? बताइए. And yes, everyone, I missed a very important point. So two class teachers are there in this class, right? Amazing teachers of physics, Ashish Singh sir and Bilal Jamshed sir. So whatever doubt you have, you just type it in Q&A panel and they will kill the doubt. Come on, everyone, 75% have answered already. Let me check how many of you have given the correct answer. Wow, 80% have given the correct answer. बहुत बढ़िया. That tells कि आपको समझ में आ रहा है. What is your argument? Why it will remain same? क्यों ऐसा लगता है आप लोगों को कि सेम रहेगा? बताइए. Why do you think everyone it will remain same? कोई भी लिख दो एक बार चैट बॉक्स में. I will be happy. Same number of lines. Exactly. Same number of lines. बिल्कुल सही है. Number of lines passing will be same. बेटा मटेरियल से कोई लेना देना ना है इसका, ठीक है? Same number of lines because if the charge remains same, कितने number of lines मैंने यहाँ पे ड्रॉ किए हैं? देखो 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. वही 8 number of lines यहाँ भी I'll draw, है ना? Outward normal. तो when I draw those 8 number of lines, the diagram will look something like this. ये देखो, एक उधर, एक इधर, है ना? Then one on this direction, one on this direction, one on this direction, one like this, one like this. Even if you see, even if you have shifted this charge, all the lines are crossing through sphere, right? देखो, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. And if I use the logic that was taught to you in the last class, if the number of lines crossing through the surface remains same, then the flux also remains same. So here also, when the charge was at center, the number of lines are 8. And here also, when the charge is shifted by some distance from the center, eccentric charge, you have the same amount of flux. So the third point, it is independent of location of charge. It is independent of location of charge inside sphere. अब ऐसा नहीं है कि आप उसको उठा के बाहर फेंक दो और मुझको बोलो देखो सर फ्लक्स तो जीरो हो गया, ही ऐसा नहीं करना है ना. इनसाइड द चार्ज रखना है, इनसाइड द स्फीयर रखना है, एंड देन इट इज इंडिपेंडेंट ऑफ लोकेशन ऑफ द चार्ज. ओके एवरीवन, चलिए बहुत बढ़िया. Good evening, sir. I have a small doubt. Do we still use epsilon naught in case of this metal sphere? Is permittivity of the material of the sphere considered out the medium outside the sphere? अच्छा डाउट है. वंदना वॉरियर, you tell me what is the electric field inside a metallic sphere? सबको पता है वैसे, बताइए what is the electric field inside a metallic sphere, by the way everyone? कितना होता है electric field inside a metallic sphere? Come on Vandana, 0, right? So Vandana, actually you have taken 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught epsilon r, and this epsilon r value for metal, it is given by infinite. Infinite होता है, इसका और explanation बाद में मिल जाएगा आपको. But the doubt that you have answered, right? ये उसको मतलब the doubt you have asked, उसको answer करने के लिए था ये. So she was asking a very nice doubt, everyone. If you remember, I have taught you Coulomb's law in a medium. There I taught you if there is some other medium and then charges are kept in that, the electric field decreases or the force decreases by an amount 1 upon k, right, where k is the dielectric medium, or you can say relative permeability of the medium. So if it is conductor, then the dielectric of the medium, it's so high. For conductor, it is almost infinite. So that is why electric field becomes zero. So that is one of the argument of it. Okay. So I hope you have answered your doubt. तो बच्चों ये चीज और चीजें आपको क्लियर हो गई क्या? Let me just recap, give you a recap of this. Flux through the surface, when the charge is kept inside the surface, flux is independent of shape. कोई सा भी shape ले लो. Flux is independent of size. कितना भी बड़ा ले लो, कितना भी छोटा ले लो. And also it is independent of location of charge, but charge should be kept inside the sphere. ऐसा नहीं कि बाहर रख दिया हमने. ठीक है? Tell me everyone if you got it. Come on. And if you are having any doubt, which is very rare, I guess, then you can ask in the Q&A panel, right? Class teachers are there. यहाँ पे आपको डाउट नहीं आएगा, कहीं पे आएगा तो आप पूछ सकते हैं बिल्कुल. चलिए, let's move ahead now everyone, है ना? तो अभी जो चीज मैंने आपको पढ़ाई है, based on this, let us do one question. चलो, try it everyone. देखो सेंटर पे रखा है चार्ज, ठीक है? बहुत अच्छा क्वेश्चन है, ट्राई करिएगा. द चार्ज इज केप्ट एट द सेंटर ऑफ अ क्यूब. ध्यान से पढ़िए. A charge particle having charge q is kept at the center of a cubical surface. Find the flux coming out of one surface. Options are q upon 6 epsilon naught, q upon epsilon naught, 0, or 6q upon epsilon naught. And sadly, this is not a quiz. I know you would have loved if it was a quiz. But no problem everyone, I'll create a hotspot. At least you answer in the hotspot. चलिए देखते हैं कितने लोग इसका सही आंसर दे पाते हैं. Okay, so I can see 72% have given the answer till now. %85 have given the answer. 88% have given the answer. I'm going to end the quiz now. And देखते हैं कितने लोगों ने सही आंसर दिया है. The correct answer for this is A. 33.33% have given the correct answer. 29.41% have given answer B. क्योंकि मैंने बार बार चिल्ला चिल्ला के बोला था कि फ्लक्स रिमेन्स सेम, एनी शेप एनी साइज, है ना? बट बेटा, they are asking find flux coming out of one surface. This was the twist. I agree that even if it is a cubical surface, right? Let me draw a cube and let me explain this to all of you. I agree that even if it is a cubical surface and if the charge is kept at the center of it or anywhere, the total flux, you should say, will be how much? Q upon epsilon naught. That I agree everyone. वो मैं बिल्कुल समझता हूँ, आपकी भावनाओं को मैं बिल्कुल समझता हूँ. देखो, सो मान लो यहाँ पे सेंटर पे है ना, समवेयर हियर सेंटर, फ्रॉम ऑल द साइड्स सेंटर ले लो आप. तो लेट्स से एट द सेंटर देयर इज अ चार्ज q kept. I understand that the total flux coming out of this will be q upon epsilon naught, है ना? बट बेटा उसने क्या टोटल फ्लक्स पूछा है? नो, ही इज आस्किंग व्हाट इज द flux coming out of one surface only. How many surfaces are there in the cube? There are 6 different surfaces. Now listen to me very carefully. This is important point. Because q is kept at the center, है ना? ऐसे सोचना. Because q is kept at the center, which is symmetric, can I say from all the surfaces equal number of lines will be crossing? सही बोल रहा हूँ, गलत बोल रहा हूँ? मतलब देखो q सेंटर पे है तो हर सरफेस से इक्वल नंबर ऑफ लाइंस जाएगा क्या, है ना? यस. अच्छा, if q was not at the center, then not correct, then all the surfaces will not have equal number of lines. For example, if q is nearby one of the surface, मान लो यहाँ पे, तो more number of lines will be crossing through this, बाकी उससे थोड़ा कम number of lines जाएगा, है ना, because of the simple geometry you can say. खैर छोड़ो, अभी उसके बारे में आपसे नहीं पूछा गया है, but yeah, my point here is because q is at center, the number of lines will distribute equally in all the directions. So the flux will also distribute equally in all the directions or equally on all the surfaces. So the total flux, which is q by epsilon naught, will be divided by 6 if you want it from the one surface. Okay. So it's like if parent comes and they bring something to eat, and if 6 children are there, assuming all of them are of same age, they try to distribute equally, right? वरना उसके बाद क्या होगा, घर में बर्तन टूटेंगे, है ना, टीवी फूटेगा, बहुत कुछ होगा, है ना. So something like that. तो अगर सिमेट्रिक है, it will equally distribute. कद्दू कटेगा और सब में बटेगा, सुना होगा आपने. So that is why A is the correct option. Got it? चलिए. Sir, just when I clicked, there was a sound. I thought it is a new feature, but then I realized. Then I realized what? अच्छा, कि मेरा फोन बजा था. ओके ओके, करेक्ट था मेरा. अगर क्विज होता तो 1 तारा मिल जाता सर. मैंने पहले सेकंड ऑप्शन देखा, फिर क्वेश्चन ध्यान से देखा. अच्छा, 1 तारा मिल जाता है ना, ये तारा वो तारा हर तारा. ओके, ये ट्राई करो. इन प्रीवियस एग्जाम्पल, will the total flux coming out of the cube change if the charge is off center? Off center, हटा दिया सेंटर से, but inside the cube. तो आपसे पूछ रहे हैं, will the total flux change if the charge is off center? चलिए बताइए everyone, what do you think? Going to start. 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1, go. Sharanya is saying options are not coming. Sharanya, एक बार refresh कर लो. Bilal sir, just ask her to refresh once because others can answer. 10 seconds left, everyone. Come on. 4, 3, 2 and 1. Time is up. Okay. चलिए देखते हैं how many of you have given the correct answer. पहला क्विज था ये आज का. वंदना, पार्थ, साई तरुणी, wild cat of force. Wow. Oslin, Sitesh and Shobhit have given the correct answer. 64% have given the correct answer. बेटा अभी तो बताया था, even if you shift the charge a bit, the total flux remains same, right? Total flux, that is q by epsilon naught. इसके बारे में बात कर रहा है वो, total flux. He is not talking about flux out of a one surface. Total flux he is talking about, which remains same, right? Even if you shift the charge from the center slightly. ठीक है? So that is why total flux remains same because total flux is independent of shape, independent of size, independent of location of charge if it is inside. Getting it? चलिए बताइए, सिंपल क्वेश्चन था यार, बेकार में गलतियां कर रहे हो. छोटी छोटी सी बातें हैं, है ना, छोटी मगर मोटी बातें. चलो बहुत बढ़िया. तो द करेक्ट आंसर वाज नो, इट विल नॉट चेंज. ओके ओके सर, व्हाट अबाउट द फ्लक्स व्हेन चार्ज इज ऑन द सरफेस? अभी करेंगे, है ना बेटा, अभी तो शुरुआत करी है, अभी तो शुरुआत है बेटा, विकास देखते जाओ, आगे आगे होता है क्या. करेंगे वो वाला क्वेश्चन. अब देखो एवरीवन, अनदर वैरायटी. सो इफ आई गिव यू अ कंप्लीट स्फीयर, है ना, आपको मैंने कंप्लीट स्फीयर दे दिया, सेंटर पे चार्ज है. ओके, हियर यू हैव द चार्ज. टेल मी हाउ मच इज द फ्लक्स थ्रू द टोटल स्फीयर. चलिए बताइए, फटाफट आंसर करिए. स्फीयर है तो फ्लक्स कितना हो? 0. हे भगवान, मैं किधर जाऊं? अच्छा, ये 0 क्यों हुआ? 0 आखिर हुआ क्यों? नहीं, जीरो जीरो वाले से पूछ रहा हूं मैं. ये जीरो वाले कौन कौन थे? रुक जाओ. ये हीरोज जो हैं हमारी क्लास के, सबसे पहले किसने जीरो बोला? क्योंकि उसी को देख के सब लोगों ने जीरो दिया होगा, है ना. सो गायत्री ने भी जीरो बोला. गायत्री को जरा अनम्यूट करते हैं. गायत्री, कैन यू हियर मी? नेशन वांट्स टू नो, गायत्री, व्हाई इट वाज 0. अच्छा रुको, मैं हेडफोन भी लगाऊंगा क्योंकि मैं सुनना चाहता हूं ये. ठीक है, आई जस्ट वांट टू लिसन दिस. सो या, हियर यू गो. गायत्री, आर यू स्पीकिंग? मुझे कुछ आवाज नहीं आ रही. खैर कोई बात नहीं, होता है कई बार, है ना. कोई बताना चाहता है? एनीवन वांट्स टू एक्सप्लेन? एनीवन वांट्स टू एक्सप्लेन? एवरीवन, कोई एक्सप्लेन करना चाहता है? 0 क्यों बोला था आप लोगों ने? खैर यार, ऐसे जब होता है ना तो बिल्कुल फ्लो टूट जाता है मेरा. चलो ठीक है, मैं चैट खोलूंगा ही नहीं, छोड़ो, है ना. चैट खोलता हूं तो दिमाग खराब कर देते हो मेरा. रॉन्ग आंसर का क्या एक्सप्लेनेशन? बहुत बढ़िया. खैर बेटा, चार्ज अंदर था, क्यू बाई एप्सिलॉन नॉट होगा. अब यही तुमने गलत बता दिया तो अगला क्वेश्चन क्या सही बताओगे? माय नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन वाज, मैं आपसे पूछता, पहले प्लान ये था. प्लान वाज लाइक दिस. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई विल आस्क फॉर स्फीयर, कि इफ द सेंटर पे चार्ज है, हाउ मच इज द फ्लक्स. माय ब्रिलियंट स्टूडेंट्स विल से सर क्यू बाई एप्सिलॉन नॉट. फिर आई विल आस्क, देन व्हाट अबाउट द हेमिस्फीयर, इफ इट इज हेमिस्फीयर. बट तुम लोगों ने सब किए कराए पे पहले ही फानी फेर दिया. 0 होगा. जाओ सर, कर लो जो करना है, 0 होगा. जाओ छुट्टी क्लास की, सो जाओ जाके. यहाँ आके बस करते रहते हो बकवास, है ना. 0 क्यों होगा नमूनो? खैर, इसका कोई आंसर दे सकता है? सुहासनी सिंह 2 टाइम्स हो जाएगा, हाफ हो जाएगा, हाफ. ठीक है, चलो. सो आई एम गोइंग टू टीच यू अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट स्टफ नाउ, है ना. जोक्स अपार्ट, बट काफी इंटेलिजेंट हो. कभी कभी बहुत ज्यादा इंटेलिजेंस दिखा देते हो. देखो, ज्यादा इंटेलिजेंस भी ठीक नहीं है ना, इस दुनिया के लिए. देखो, ज्यादा इंटेलिजेंस जब लोग हो जाते हैं तो कोरोना वायरस टाइप की चीजें बना देते हैं. आई डोंट नो उन्होंने बनाया है कि नहीं, बट हाँ. तो इतना भी इंटेलिजेंट मत बनो आप, ठीक है, कि पूरी दुनिया परेशान हो जाए आपसे. खैर, अब सुनो ध्यान से. Q by epsilon naught is in case of sphere. In case of hemisphere, first of all, the flux will be Q upon 2 epsilon naught, right? There is a method of solving these questions. By the way, you could easily answer in this case, है ना. आप बिल्कुल कह सकते थे कि सर it will be Q by 2 epsilon naught. Logical था, but there is a particular method of doing these questions. Method क्या है? देखो, whenever you see some unsymmetric shapes, like hemisphere, it is unsymmetric, right? Sphere है तो it is symmetric. Like on top side also you have material, bottom side also you have material, तो वो symmetric है. यहाँ पे you have unsymmetric. Try to make it symmetric first of all. इसको symmetric बनाओ. पेन ऑन पेपर है आपके पास, यू आर वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग, है ना. यहां से इसको ऐसे इमेजिन कर लो कि अनदर हेमिस्फीयर इज देयर. नाउ यू हैव कंप्लीटेड द सिमेट्री. इफ इट वाज अ कंप्लीट स्फीयर like this, है ना, complete sphere, then what would have been the flux? Q by epsilon naught. So if it is half of it, if the total surface area is just half of it, तो half the number of lines will be crossing through it. तो आप बोलेंगे Q by 2 epsilon naught is the answer. Simple सा reasoning क्या है इसका? Let's say 1 2 3, 3 lines here, 1 2 3, 3 lines here. So from the upper hemisphere only 3 lines are crossing. 3 other lines are crossing from the lower hemisphere. So if flux through the sphere was let's say 5, because 6 lines are crossing, hemisphere, upper hemisphere only 3 lines are crossing, तो आंसर कितना आएगा? 5 by 2. So 5 upon 2 epsilon naught. So what is the concept now? If a very unsymmetric type of shape is given to you, try to make it symmetric. And when I say symmetric, try to bring the charge at the center. Because if charge is at the center, then the flux will be distributed equally in all the surfaces, है ना. फ्लक्स जो होगा वो इक्वल डिस्ट्रीब्यूट होगा ऑल द सर्फेसेस में. अब देखना ध्यान से. ओके, बट द फ्लक्स इज इंडिपेंडेंट ऑफ शेप. बट ये तो कोई शेप ही नहीं है ना. दिस इज नॉट इवन अ क्लोज्ड सरफेस ना संतोष. दिस इज नॉट इवन अ क्लोज्ड सरफेस. तो इमेजिन एज अ क्लोज्ड सरफेस, then it is q by epsilon naught. So he is just asking through the hemisphere which is upper side. तो वो तो हाफ ही होगा ना संतोष. So why you did not ask this when I was teaching this question, Santosh? ऐसे सोच के देखो. Here they asked only through one surface. So what was the answer, Santosh? Q upon 6 epsilon naught, because one surface is 1/6 of the complete cube. Similarly, one hemisphere is half of the complete sphere. That is the point. Okay. Now let us move, everyone. Let us move ahead now. Next question is this. ये देखो. Find flux through the sphere shown, square shown. So there is a square shown to you, and from that square surface you have to find out the total flux. Come on, everyone, try this question. Options are q by 6 epsilon naught, q upon epsilon naught, 0, 6 q upon epsilon naught. The hint is this is unsymmetric. Not even a closed surface is there. Just like hemisphere, there was no closed surface given to us. First of all, you make a closed surface. So choose the closed surface. कौन सा लेना चाहते हैं आप? Obviously you will not take sphere in this case. Something else you have to take. So make it a closed surface first of all, and after that see that out of that total closed surface how much is the area of this one surface. फिर इसका flux निकाल लेंगे. By the way, try this question and then we will see. I'll be explaining anyways, है ना. पहले आप try तो करो. Find flux through the square as shown. But test syllabus and all, I have no idea about it, by the way, because these communications teachers don't get, है ना. आपको मिलता है वो communication, विजयश्री. So go through your Telegram group, वहां पे मिल जाएगा आपको, है ना. I hope you are done. चलिए start करते हैं. 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1 go. Come on. Ten seconds left. चलिए, the time is up. देखते हैं. How many of you have given the correct answer? This was a very nice question, by the way. Very nice. बहुत अच्छे. ज्यादातर लोगों ने सही आंसर दिया. अंकित, ऑस्लिन, अभिलाष, फलक, भवनूर, तनिका, तेजस, तरुणी, विकास, स्नेहा have given the correct answer. बहुत बढ़िया. 67%. मतलब मचा दिया तुम लोगों ने. What kind of closed surface you are going to imagine here? कैसा closed surface बनाएंगे आप लोग, बताइए मुझे एक बार. What kind of cube, है ना. Simple है. तो cube बनाइए. So when you imagine a cube like this and you imagine the charge is at the center, because this is the condition, you have to keep the charge symmetric, and here you have to use the logic. Only if the charge is at center, then only the flux will be equally distributed in all the surfaces. If the charge is not at center, equal distribution of flux through the surfaces will not take place. The charge is close to whichever surface, that surface will have more flux going through it, है ना. तो इसलिए we have to make symmetry and charge should be at the center of whatever you have imagined. जो भी shape आपने imagine किया है, charge उसके center पे होगा. So this topic is completely based on imagination. तो ये देखो हमने cube imagine किया, and what will be the side of the cube now? Obviously a, है ना. Anyways, he has given already that charge is at a distance of a by 2. and here also it is a by 2, here also it is a by 2, a by 2, a by 2. So anyways, that will come to the center automatically when you imagine a cube of a side. Once you are done, you have imagined the cube of a side, you already know flux through this complete cube, flux through the complete structure is q by epsilon naught. And you just want the flux passing through this surface. So how much is that surface as compared to the complete cube? It is 1/6, because again in cube 6 different surfaces are there, and because the charge is at center, the flux will be distributed uniformly through all the surfaces. So it will be equally distributed between 6 surfaces. So from the one surface it will be 1/6 of the total. Simple, right? Tell me if you got it, everyone. This question is quite frequent in your examination. Again and again they ask this particular question. Okay, so be careful about it. Do you want to do a better variety of this now? करा देते हैं, है ना? आप एक क्वेश्चन खुद से ट्राई करो, अब आपको मजा आएगा, देखो. So this question is saying find flux through the square shown. Okay, find the flux through the square shown. This time if you see, the distance of the charge is at a, and it is at one of the corner, you can say, है ना? A distance पे side में रखा हुआ है. So imagine what kind of cube you are going to imagine here. Just do it, everyone. Try this question. Flux through the square shown. Same square is there, but location of your charge is different. Options are q upon 24 epsilon naught, q upon 8 epsilon naught, q upon 6 epsilon naught, and q upon 3 epsilon naught. I hope you guys are doing it. Okay, chaliye. So I'm going to start the quiz now. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go. Okay, this is a very conceptual question and JEE type question, but still we can understand this. I'll explain. Sakshi, Priyesha, Bhavnoor, and Falak have given the correct answer. The graph is as expected: 28% with A, 24% with B, 34% said C. I'll talk about this. 12% said D. Dekho, everyone. I have got maximum answers for C. Please remember one thing. I think you are again trying to do the same thing, right? You are just imagining one cube. So something like this, maybe you are trying to do. Let me draw it here. So those who have given C answer, I'll tell you, right, what you have done. Don't worry. मुझे पता है इसमें mistake होता है. So you are saying, sir, I'm going to imagine this cube, but beta, the charge will be on the corner now, no? According to the given situation, if you see, this is your surface which is given here, ये वाला, and charge कहाँ पे? A distance पे, यहाँ पे, corner पे. But is this symmetric distribution of charge? Yes or no? क्या ये symmetric है charge about the cube? No. The symmetry that you have to take, in that symmetry the charge should be at the center. Center पे होना चाहिए. तो बेटा यहां पे आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा? You have to take 8 cubes. Okay, one on the top of it, one on the side of it, one on the back of it, one on the top of that. So ऐसे समझ लो आप, थोड़ा आप इमेजिन इसको देख के कर पाएंगे. देखो, for the first cube, मान लो ये आपका first cube था. Here you have the charge, right, at one of the corner, correct? So when you imagine such a scenario, then this charge will be at center of your imagination. पूरा ये बिल्डिंग ब्लॉक है एंड इमेजिनेशन पे बेस्ड है, बट डोंट वरी, देयर आर नॉट सो मेनी केसेस. दिस केस इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट वन. सो हाउ मेनी टोटल क्यूब्स हैव यू टेकन, आप खुद ही देख लो, है ना. सो दीज मेनी क्यूब्स हैव यू टेकन, यू हैव टेकन, एंड नाउ यहां पे सेंटर पे आपका चार्ज आ गया. और एल्स you can also say that, sir, I have assumed a cube which is having a side of 2a. ऐसा भी कह सकते हैं आप. देखो, 2a साइज का आप क्यूब इमेजिन कर लो, है ना. तो यहाँ पे मैं आपको बना के दिखाता हूँ. देखो, सो लेट्स से यू हैव इमेजिन्ड अ क्यूब ऑफ साइज 2a, है ना. तो ये कुछ ऐसा दिखाई देगा. थोड़ा सा बड़ा बना लेते हैं इसको. तो कैन यू इमेजिन फ्रॉम द डायग्राम, ये देखो, ये a है यहां से यहां तक, दिस इज ऑल्सो a, राइट. So this is a simply cube of size 2a, and if the cube is having a size 2a, a will be the half distance for that cube. So again the charge will be at the center, no? So that was needed to be done. That's it. So charge आपका center पे आ गया, which is at a distance a, and even from this end if you see, charge is the distance of a. So for a size cube of size 2a or sides 2a, this charge will be at center. ठीक है. बट हाँ, अभी पूरा हुआ नहीं है. ठीक है, अब देखो, इमेजिन करो. Imagination done, right? At least diagram is clear to all of you. For a cube of side 2a, this charge is at center, है ना. So that is done. But now flux भी तो निकालना है. अब देखो flux कैसे निकालेंगे. He is asking flux through an area which is a and a, यानी कि a square वाला area से पूछ रहा है वो, है ना. That's it. अब देखना ध्यान से. This bigger cube will again have 6 different surfaces, है ना. So on each surface, how much flux you are going to get? Q upon 6 epsilon naught on each surface. तो similarly that surface is this one. ये देखो, ये जो आपको यहाँ पे दिख रहा है, this is one of the surface of your bigger cube. ठीक है, ये नीचे वाला surface. But the surface that he is asking is still 1/4 of this one surface. ये देखो, इसका भी 1/4 है. ये समझ आ रहा है everyone? देखो ध्यान से. The red boundary that I have shown is the one surface of the bigger cube. Through that red surface, the flux will be q by 6 epsilon naught, because the total flux of the bada cube will be divided by 6. But again, this blue one, which we want, is 1/4 of the red one. So again, you have to multiply this by 1/4. तो आंसर कितना आ जाएगा? 1/24 epsilon naught into q. Geometry is needed for this. Visualization, imagination is needed for this. And after that, it's quite simple. So for the bigger cube, through one of the surface, it is q by 6 epsilon naught. But our required surface is even 1/4 of the surface taken. तो उसको फिर से 4 से divide करेंगे. 1/24 is the answer. Tell me everyone if you got it. By the way, it's all your visualization, right? आपको इसको सीखना पड़ेगा. ऐसे करते हैं ऐसे questions को. ठीक है? चलिए, all of you liked it, so I'm really happy about it. Now, whatever question comes on flux calculation, if a difficult neat paper comes, then this question can come. इससे ज्यादा difficult नहीं जाएंगे. ठीक है? बाकी ये वाला question कई बार पूछा है, ये वाला. So in this, it is very simple, right? Charge is already at center. बस एक बड़ा सा cube imagine कर लो, आपका काम हो जाता है. Q by 6 epsilon naught. Okay? चलिए, now happily we will move towards the Gauss law. And after seeing the Gauss law, आप बोलेंगे कि this is nothing new. We have actually already learned it before, है ना, in today's class and yesterday's class. But we are just officially writing it in terms of a law. बस इतना होगा Gauss law में. देखो, for Gauss law, what you have to do? Imagine a surface. ये देखो, एक surface imagine कर लो. कर लिया surface imagine. उसके बाद क्या करना है? लेट्स से देयर आर डिफरेंट डिफरेंट चार्जेस. दिस इज अ रैंडम सरफेस. इसको हम प्यार से कहते हैं गॉसियन सरफेस. ओके, इट इज नोन एज गॉसियन सरफेस. गॉसियन सरफेस पता चल गया आपको? लेट्स से यू हैव टेकन वन चार्ज इनसाइड द गॉसियन सरफेस, q1. another charge inside the Gaussian surface Q2, and one of the charge is outside the Gaussian surface. ठीक है? Any idea everyone what will be the flux due to Q3? Zero होगा, because देखो Q3 is outside the Gaussian surface. We have already seen if the charge is outside the Gaussian surface तो उसका flux zero होता है. ठीक है? Now let us say we are going to write down total flux due to all the charges on the Gaussian surface. ठीक है? तो हम Gaussian surface में एक छोटा सा एरिया ले लेते हैं dA, let's say dA, and we are going to write down flux through that area. अब देखना ध्यान से, लेट्स से इफ यू आर राइटिंग फ्लक्स ड्यू टू Q1, तो इक्वेशन क्या बनेगा देखना, इंटीग्रल E डॉट dA, E1 डॉट dA इज इक्वल टू Q1 बाई एप्सिलॉन नॉट. ये मैंने क्या कर दिया, देखो फ्लक्स विल बी इक्वल टू Q बाई एप्सिलॉन नॉट, करेक्ट, बिकॉज द चार्ज इज इनसाइड द स्फीयर, या फिर चार्ज इज इनसाइड द गॉसियन सरफेस, and flux is given by E dot dA. And if you are taking cyclic integral, it means पूरे surface का integral लेना है. Cyclic integral का मतलब क्या है, integrate it for the whole surface. इसलिए cyclic integral में ये circle आ जाता है यहाँ पे, that's it, not a big deal, okay? तो E1 क्या है अब, E1 is the electric field produced due to Q1. E1 वो electric field है, E1 is the electric field that is produced by Q1. So is this equation clear to all of you? This is first equation. Simple सी बात है क्या, देखो integral E dot dA is equal to Q1 by epsilon naught. Similarly, if you write flux due to Q2, you will write cyclic integral of E2 dot dA is equal to Q2 by epsilon naught. Equation number 2. For Q3, you will write integral E3 dot dA is equal to 0. Why did I write 0? Because this charge is outside the surface, तो उसका कोई भी फ्लक्स नहीं होगा. We have already seen that. अब कुछ भी नहीं करना, इन सबका ना आप वो ले लो, मतलब एडिशन ले लो. तो देखो when you add all the electric fields, ये तीनों जब आप ऐड करेंगे, dA is common, तो आपको मिलेगा cyclic integral of E1 plus E2 plus E3, obviously it is vector addition, dot dA is equal to Q1 plus Q2 divided by epsilon naught. Now this itself is the statement of Gauss law. Let me explain it in a great detail now, don't worry about it. If you see the left hand side, this is E1 vector plus E2 vector plus E3 vector. So can I write that as cyclic integral of E net dot dA, है ना, net electric field. So one very important point, through Gauss law, on the left hand side you get net electric field, that is the electric field due to Q1 plus the electric field due to Q2 and plus the electric field due to Q3. पूरा net electric field मिलता है सभी charges की वजह से, and this is equal to Q1 plus Q2 upon epsilon naught. But Q1 plus Q2 are just charges which are enclosed by the surface. Q enclosed का क्या मतलब है, Q en का क्या मतलब है, charges which are enclosed by the surface. Are we taking Q3 in that? No. So Q enclosed upon epsilon naught. Many students have a doubt on this. They think कि if you have taken Q enclosed only, electric field is also due to enclosed charges, but that is wrong. Electric field you get due to all three charges. Even if the charge is outside, उसका भी electric field होता है वहां पे. But the flux is only due to charges which are inside the surface. और बेटा ये तो हम पहले ही पढ़ चुके थे कि total flux is equal to Q by epsilon naught. यही तो कर रहे हैं तब से, है ना? This is what we are doing since a long time. So this itself is the Gauss law, and don't worry about it. नाम सुन के लगता है भाई कौन सी बड़ी चीज होगी. Very simple thing, okay? This is what we have studied till now. Things to remember in Gauss law: the electric field that you write on the left hand side in E dot dA, it is the net electric field due to all the charges nearby. But Q enclosed, it is only the charge which is enclosed by the surface. चलिए बताइए समझ में आया क्या? Simple thing है ना? Got it? चलिए बहुत बढ़िया. Let us move ahead now. अब देखो नेक्स्ट जो टॉपिक होगा देखो कंक्लूजन एंड ऑल इट दे आर रिटन हियर, ये आप पढ़ सकते हैं बाद में भी, ठीक है, नॉट अ बिग डील, इट इज जस्ट फॉर योर रेफरेंस, है ना, नोट्स आर गिवन। अब हम लोग क्या करेंगे, नाउ द टॉपिक्स आर क्वाइट सिंपल एवरीवन, नाउ वी आर गोइंग टू सी द एप्लीकेशंस ऑफ गॉस लॉ, है ना। अब इसका एप्लीकेशंस देखेंगे विच इज इवन यू कैन से मोर इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक फॉर अस, ठीक है। चलो अब मुझे कौन बताएगा, इफ यू हैव अ इनफाइनाइटली लॉन्ग रॉड, मान लीजिए ऐसा, तो इफ यू रिमेंबर यू हैव सीन अ गंदा सा फॉर्मूला फॉर फाइनाइट रॉड, k lambda by d sin theta 1 plus sin theta 2 एंड देन k lambda by d cos theta 2 minus cos theta 1, फिर वहां से थीटा 1 थीटा 2 वी टुक इट एज 90 डिग्री, फिर एक फॉर्मूला आया था फॉर इनफाइनाइटली लॉन्ग रॉड एट अ डिस्टेंस ऑफ d, व्हाट इज द इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड, किसी को याद है क्या, व्हाट इज वाज द फॉर्मूला फॉर इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड फॉर इनफाइनाइटली लॉन्ग रॉड, बताइए मुझे। 2k लैम्डा डिवाइडेड बाय d, है ना। अब बहुत बढ़िया, बहुत बढ़िया, अमेजिंग हो यार आप लोग। इनफाइनाइट रॉड इज अ सिमेट्रिक थिंग, देखो सिमेट्रिक है, ये वाला पॉइंट आपने लिया तो लेंथ ऑन द अपर साइड, लेंथ ऑन द लोअर साइड इज इक्वल बिकॉज बोथ साइड इट इज इनफाइनाइट। All the symmetric cases Gauss law can be applied. It cannot be applied for unsymmetric cases to calculate electric field. Here I am applying the Gauss law to find out the electric field for some cases so that I can give you a feel कि भाई इसका use क्या है Gauss law का, है ना। अब देखना ध्यान से, in this case I want to know what is the electric field at this distance d, but for that I want to use Gauss law, not that equation directly, ठीक है। अब देखना, at least you should remember one thing, that electric field in this case was only in one direction, इसका perpendicular component cancel हो जाता था, I mean parallel to rod component used to get cancelled because parallel component was k lambda by d cos theta 2 minus cos theta 1, तो when theta 2 is equal to 90 theta 1 is equal to 90 ये जीरो हो जाता था, so there was no parallel component, right। one limitation of Gauss law is electric field direction you should know already, तभी लगा पाते हैं आप, तो इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड का डायरेक्शन हमें पता होना चाहिए। Can I say this is the direction of electric field? Yes. Now let me tell you how do we do, how do we like derive this formula using Gauss law. First of all, in Gauss law you have to define a Gaussian surface. Gaussian surface is a 3D surface. It can be a cube, it can be a sphere, it can be a cylinder, whatever you want. The only condition is you should try that all points on the object are equidistant from the Gaussian surface. Equidistant from the Gaussian surface. इस केस में if you use slight logic, you should use the cylindrical Gaussian surface. Because a hollow cylinder, all points on the hollow cylinder will have equal distance from any point on the wire, है ना। ऐसे एक वायर है, तो इस वायर को अगर मैं बॉटल के साथ ऐसा रख दूं, ये देखो, तो बॉटल इज माय गॉसियन सरफेस, दिस इज माय रॉड, चार्ज्ड रॉड, all the points on the wire is equidistant from the periphery of the cylinder, can I say, देखो, है ना, ये सेंटर में रखा है आपने, यहां से सेम डिस्टेंस होगा सभी का। So here we take the cylindrical Gaussian surface. अब मैं आपको सिखाता हूं how do I calculate the electric field. Please pay attention everyone, at the end you are going to understand everything, मजा आएगा आपको finally, ठीक है। Gauss law formula says the total flux is equal to Q enclosed divided by epsilon naught, पक्का यही फॉर्मूला है, वेरी नाइस। अब देखो, imagine the charge density is lambda. What is the charge density of the infinite rod? It is lambda. But the charge is extending up to infinite, बहुत सारा charge है, infinite तक है। Let's say length of the Gaussian surface is L, cylinder का length is L, तो can I say everyone the Q enclosed, that is enclosed charge by my cylinder is lambda into L. यही सिखाया आपके सर ने बिगिनिंग क्लासेस से, if you have a charge density lambda and if you want to know in a particular amount of length L how much is the charge, what to do, lambda multiplied by the length. Q enclosed का मतलब है how much is the charge inside my Gaussian surface, enclosed by my Gaussian surface. Gaussian surface का length I have taken as L, so can't I write the enclosed charge is lambda into L? Definitely I can write. So right hand side is sorted. The right hand side is lambda L divided by epsilon naught. Now we have to think about the left hand side, total flux. If you talk about the cylinder, this is having two kind of surfaces. One is the flat surface, ये ऊपर वाला है ना, डमरू वाला surface. This is again a flat surface. And one is the curved surface, which is this one. दो type के surfaces होते हैं. So if you are writing the total flux, you should write flux through the flat surface as well as flux through the curved surface. यही तो करना चाहिए आपको. And this should be equal to lambda into L divided by epsilon naught. Correct? अब सोच के देखना everyone. At any point electric field is like this, right? For the rod, this we have explained. I have explained already. Electric field is only in the perpendicular direction. There is no parallel component of electric field. But if I talk about the flat surface, what about its area vector? Area vector is outward normal, means perpendicular to the area outside. ये इसका area vector है everyone for the flat surface. The bottom flat surface will have area vector downwards, है ना, perpendicular to the surface, away from the cylinder. These area vectors, how much angle they are making with the electric field? 90 degree. Can I say that? Electric field is in the horizontal direction, area vector is in the vertical direction. 90 degree है. And if the angle is 90 degree, you will write EA cos 90. Cos 90 zero होता है. Flat surface का total flux will be zero. Gone. Flat surfaces are gone. Just focus on the curved surface now. चलो curved surface में आ जाते हैं. Curved surface if you talk about, ऐसा आपने curved surface लिया यहाँ पे है ना, and अंदर कहीं पे center होगा. Curved surface का area vector will be again outward normal like this. ऐसे 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 ऐसे. This is the outward normal, right? देखो tangent draw किया, उसका normal ऐसे. तो can I say the electric field and area vector again they are in same direction in this case? देखो ये outward normal होगा ना, समझ में आता है ना. ये देखो एक curved surface है आपका. If you see the top view, outward normal मतलब ऐसे होगा the area vector, and even the electric field will be in the same direction. So 0 degree angle will be there in case of curved surface. So in the curved surface, if the angle is 0 degree, EA cos 0 is 1. What about E into A now? So electric field into area. Beta, area of the curved surface of a cylinder is 2 pi r into length. I hope you all know that, है ना? The perimeter is 2 pi r multiplied by length. It will give you the surface area of a cylinder. बचपन से पढ़ते हैं आप. I hope आपको पता होगा. 2 pi r into L. ये हो गया इधर का flux. Done. And this should be equal to lambda times L divided by epsilon naught. Now the things are done actually. अब आप देख लो क्या क्या cancel हो रहा है. Length and length is getting cancelled out. Electric field will be how much? Lambda divided by 2 pi epsilon naught into r. If you multiply it by 2 and divide it by 2, ध्यान से देखना, this will become 4 pi epsilon naught. And what is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught? It is k. तो आंसर क्या आ जाएगा देखिए, 2k lambda divided by r. r मतलब वो d है ना, मतलब यहाँ पे r लिख लो आप. रेडियस को मैंने r लिया है मान लीजिए. Hence proved. This is the formula which you have seen even before. This is the application of Gauss law to calculate electric field in such scenario. थोड़ा सा repeat करना है क्या? Because it was long, है ना? I will just repeat. We have been given with an infinite rod. Infinite rod, if it is given, the Gaussian surface should be a cylinder. Remember this. Cylindrical Gaussian surface we have taken. If the length of the cylinder is L, the charge in the cylinder will be lambda into L, because charge is actually extending up to infinite. But if you want only up to length L, we have the charge density lambda multiplied by L. So enclosed charge by the cylinder is lambda L, and divided by epsilon naught you will do. Right hand side is sorted. Left hand side you have to write down the total flux. Total flux will include flux through the flat surface, flux to the curved surface. Flat surface के केस में it will be 0. Reason being area vector is upwards, electric field is like this, 90 degree का angle है. बट कर्व्ड सरफेस के केस में एरिया वेक्टर इज ऑल्सो लाइक दिस, इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड इज ऑल्सो लाइक दिस, 0 डिग्री एंगल, सो EA cos 0 is 1. Electric field is E. Area of a curved surface of a cylinder is 2 pi r into L, where r is the radius of the you can say your Gaussian surface, or the point where you want to find out the electric field. So 2 pi r into L, cancel L from both the sides, and you get the formula 2k lambda by r. Done and dusted. Tell me everyone if you got it. Got it everyone? Please forward this to sir. Sir, हमारे टेक्स्ट बुक में सेम दिया है, पहले गॉस लॉ, बाद में एप्लीकेशंस फॉर इनफाइनाइटली लॉन्ग वायर, प्लेन शीट, बट थोड़े अलग स्टाइल में दिया। ऐसा ही दिया होगा बेटा, हो सकता है इतने डिटेल्ड नहीं होगा। अब आप उसको पढ़ोगे ना दोबारा वंशिका, तो यू विल अंडरस्टैंड कि एग्जैक्टली सेम चीजें ही है वो, ठीक है। एंड लेट मी टेल यू एवरीवन, ये इंपॉर्टेंट है आपके बोर्ड्स के हिसाब से भी, है ना, द डेरिवेशन फॉर इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड फॉर अ रॉड थ्रू गॉस लॉ, इट इज इंपॉर्टेंट फ्रॉम योर बोर्ड्स पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू एज वेल। आपके एग्जाम में डायरेक्ट 3 मार्क्स 4 मार्क्स का क्वेश्चन आता है, बस इसको प्रूव करके देना होता है आपको, ठीक है। फीलिंग हैप्पी, फीलिंग एम्पावर्ड, थोड़ा मिल रहा है, नॉलेज मिल रहा है क्या फिजिक्स में? दिस इज वेरी गुड फॉर ऑल ऑफ यू, है ना। मैं बिल्कुल डिटेल में करा रहा हूं, आई एम नॉट लीविंग एनी स्टोन अनटर्न्ड। टोटली हैप्पी, चलिए बहुत बढ़िया, आगे बढ़ते हैं। अच्छा एक बात बताओ, क्या आपके सर ने आपको इनफाइनाइट शीट का भी फॉर्मूला बताया था? ये इनफाइनाइट शीट का फॉर्मूला बताया था क्या मैंने? बताया था ना? ओके, टेल मी व्हाट वाज द फॉर्मूला एवरीवन? एट एनी डिस्टेंस क्या फॉर्मूला था? बट देयर इज टू कर्व्ड सरफेसेस, ha ha ha. How many curved surfaces are there? One only, right? बेटा ये असल में हर डायरेक्शन में इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड है, ऐसे इधर भी है, 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 इधर भी है। So when you are writing E dot dl, you are writing it for everything, है ना? There are not two curved surfaces. ये एक ही curved surface है। वैसे तो infinite curved surfaces हैं। So I understood कि कैसा डाउट आ रहा है तुमको मंशा, I can understand that, but yeah, there is only one curved surface. Electric field and area vector, there are in all the directions. So dot product when you take, all the electric fields, all the normals are in same direction. Okay. Sigma by 2 epsilon naught, है ना, for a infinite sheet. चलिए मैं ये भी आपको प्रूफ करके दे देता हूं, ठीक है। देखो again very important derivation using the Gauss law, we are gonna prove the formula in sigma by 2 epsilon naught. But as I told you everyone, you should know the electric field direction already. If you remember, if you have a positively infinite sheet, the electric field is perpendicular to the sheet. तो मान लो ऐसे मैंने अगर शीट को ड्रॉ किया साइड व्यू, then electric field is like this, perpendicular to the sheet. तो यहाँ पे इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड का डायरेक्शन आई कैन से ऐसे कुछ होगा, ठीक है, perpendicular to the sheet. Because yeah, that is the limitation of Gauss law. You should know the direction of electric field. तो ये इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड था, ठीक है। And you should also remember the kind of Gaussian surfaces we are taking in all the cases, ठीक। अब ध्यान से देखते जाइएगा यहाँ पे कैसे हम सॉल्व करते हैं इसको। If it is a positive sheet, this will be having electric field in this direction on the right hand side and in this direction on the left hand side. Can I say? देखो एक शीट ऐसे रखा हुआ है, पॉजिटिवली चार्ज्ड है, this direction electric field is towards right, this direction electric field is towards left, है ना। Now let me tell you how do we derive it. The kind of surface that we take here, the Gaussian surface, is again cylinder, but that cylinder is quite different यहाँ पे. So here the cylindrical surface we have to take is something like this. ये देखो ऐसा cylindrical surface हम लोग लेते हैं, ये देखो, ठीक है। This is the cylindrical surface that we take here. If this plate is having plus sigma charge density everywhere, तो ये वाला जो surface है यहाँ पे, this is on the plate I am drawing, okay? जैसे मान लो यहाँ पे plate आपने draw किया, this is our cylinder. तो can I say everyone only this much charge is there inside my Gaussian surface? थोड़ा सोचो एक बार। Plate is having infinite charge, right? बहुत सारा charge है इसके पास, it is going up to infinite. But for me, which charge is important? Which is enclosed by the Gaussian surface. And Gaussian surface is like a cylinder, long cylinder passing through my sheet. ये sheet है, ये मेरा Gaussian surface है ऐसा, ठीक? I hope you are getting it. First of all, let me tell you the basic idea. तो basic idea क्या है? Total flux should be equal to again Q enclosed divided by epsilon naught. What is the Q enclosed by the cylinder now? कितना सिलेंडर के पास कितना चार्ज है? सिग्मा मल्टीप्लाइड बाय एरिया ऑफ द सिलेंडर करना पड़ेगा, बिकॉज दिस इज नॉट लैम्डा. लैम्डा में यू डिड लैम्डा इनटू लेंथ. Sigma is the area charge density. I have already explained. So here you have to multiply with area of the cylinder. Imagine if the area or the radius of the cylinder is r, how much is the area of it? Pi r square. So you will write sigma pi r square divided by epsilon naught. ये हो गया आपका right hand side, which is again sorted. समझ आ रहा है? Sigma pi r square into epsilon naught. Right hand side is sorted. Let me write it down. Sigma pi r square upon epsilon naught. So this is the charge which our cylinder is containing in the sheet. इतना ही charge है cylinder के अंदर. बाकी charge, the rest of the charge is outside the cylinder. I'm not interested in that. मेरा जो Gaussian surface है, that is having this much of charge. Got it, everyone? अब आगे बढ़ते हैं, देखना. What kind of electric field this case will give? This direction on this side, this direction on this side. Two flat surfaces are there. This is one of the flat surface. This is one of the flat surface. As I have explained, flat surface will have area vector outward normal. So for this flat surface, this is the area vector, everyone. And for this flat surface, this is the area vector. Outward normal. So both sides it is going outward only. So can you tell how much is the angle between electric field and area vector from the flat surface? 0 degree. But if you consider the curved surface here, this is the area vector for the curved surface, normal to the surface. Here the area vector is making 90 degree. So it is just opposite of the previous case. So if area vector is making 90 degree with the electric field for the curved surface, then what about flux through the curved surface here? It is 0 now. But what about the flat surface का flux? अब देखना ये थोड़ा अलग होगा इसमें. This is one of the flat surface, E into area. Angle is 0. So for first surface it is E into A. And for the second surface again 0 degree angle. So again plus E into A. Because both are in same direction, right? E and A 0 degree, E into A हो गया cos 0. यहाँ पे भी देखो E and A are in same direction on the left hand side, तो again E into A. So total flux is 2 into E into A, and right hand side is sigma into pi r square upon epsilon naught. अब ये जो area है, this is also pi r square. So this pi r square will get cancelled out. You will finally get electric field is equal to क्या क्या बचा देखो, ऊपर sigma, नीचे 2 epsilon naught. So sigma upon 2 epsilon naught, hence proved. Same logic we have applied here, है ना? I did a slightly fast in this case because same logic लगाना है. जैसा आपने वहां पे किया वैसा ही. Cylinder will be like this. Charge inside the cylinder is sigma into pi r square, which is the area. Two flat surfaces will have electric field normal to it, so 0 degree angle. But the curved surface ka area vector and electric field, they are at 90 degrees. So this time flux through curved surface is 0, but flux through flat surface is EA for one surface, EA for other surface, 2EA ho gaya. 2EA is equal to sigma A upon epsilon naught. Area cancel. You will get electric field is sigma upon 2 epsilon naught. Hence proved. चलिए बताइए समझ में आया क्या? Okay. Very nice everyone. Thank you for focusing. जो जितना ज्यादा फोकस करेगा उतना ज्यादा समझ में आएगा, है ना? Very nice. चलिए. If you have any doubt, sir, we should take cylinder always. नहीं different cases हैं. Whatever Gaussian surface I'm telling you, आप उसको याद करते जाओ, ठीक है? SM. Actually, there are spherical surfaces also. That depends on which case we are calculating. Okay, everyone. तो अब आगे बढ़ते हैं, है ना? Let us move ahead now. So what we have seen till now? We have seen a infinitely long wire through Gauss law. Done. We have seen this sheet वाला case. That is also done. इसके अलावा, if you remember, I have taught you this topic. Conductors. जहां पे खूब नाटक चले थे, है ना? So some of you you said you have not revised it from gravitation. कुछ याद आ रहा है? नमूनो बताओ. Same thing we are doing. Exactly. हाउ टू नो विच गॉसियन सरफेस टू यूज, दैट यू विल गेट फ्रॉम प्रैक्टिस. आप जब एक बार सारे केसेस कर लेंगे, यू विल गेट इट. एम्प्टी स्लाइड आई हैव टेकन, डोंट वरी, है ना. देखो ध्यान से. नाउ इन केस ऑफ कंडक्टर्स, हाउ मेनी डिफरेंट केसेस ऑफ कंडक्टर्स हैव वी सीन, बताइए एक बार. स्फेरिकल कंडक्टर्स. और हाउ मेनी डिफरेंट केसेस ऑफ स्फीयर्स हैव वी सीन? टू डिफरेंट स्फीयर्स वी हैव सीन, है ना. चलो अब देखिए ध्यान से कौन कौन से केसेस हैं. We are going to study about spheres now, and as I told you that day that I'll be deriving this formula using the Gauss law, so that day is today. Spheres were of four different varieties: hollow conducting, solid conducting, hollow non-conducting, and solid non-conducting. Hollow conducting, solid conducting, hollow non-conducting, they all fall in the same category. ये सब एक कैटेगरी में आते हैं, where the charges are only at the surface. यहाँ पे देखो चार्जेस यहाँ पे होते हैं कंडक्टर के, है ना. So the charges are only at the surface. ये रहा, ठीक है. But solid non-conducting is a different case where the charges are throughout the volume, distributed throughout the volume. ये देखो, ठीक है. ये रहा, throughout the volume they are distributed. So I'll just complete the diagram once. कैसे बनाते हैं इसको? By taking a charged powder, right? And जैसे आप आटा गूंथते हैं वैसे ही स्फीयर बना लो चार्ज पाउडर का, तो एवरीवेयर चार्ज विल बी देयर. So let us see the cases of both of them, and let me tell you how do we know electric field for both the cases. So we are seeing first of all the electric field in case of hollow conducting, solid conducting, hollow non-conducting, right? All the cases will have this diagram only, where the charges are only at the surface. ये लो, ठीक है. Total charge which is on the surface, let's say it is capital Q. By the way, it was already explained to you that if you take electric field at any inside point, it is zero. But let me prove it now. So for inside point matlab your R is less than the radius, that is capital R. Okay. So if you want electric field at any inside point, and you can say distance from the center, which is R, is less than capital R, let us prove this condition. तो हम क्या करते हैं? If you want inside point पे the electric field, just imagine a Gaussian surface just inside the conductor. And our common sense says that here we should not take cylindrical Gaussian surface. Obviously ये तो common sense है कि यहाँ पे हमारा जो Gaussian surface होगा should be a sphere. Getting my point? Spherical Gaussian surface we are going to take. Radius of the spherical Gaussian surface is, let's say, small r. So we are going to take a Gaussian surface, है ना, Gaussian surface of radius r. ठीक है. अब चलो बढ़ते हैं, इसमें आगे बढ़ते हैं, ठीक है. For Gaussian surface, left hand side में I'll be writing the total flux, or also you can write it as E dot area vector is equal to Q enclosed divided by epsilon naught. अब यार सिंपल सी बात है, बताइए what is the enclosed charge by our Gaussian surface? Is there any charge inside the Gaussian surface? No charge is there, right? Inside the Gaussian surface zero charge is there. तो आप क्या लिखेंगे? ये पूरा पॉइंट जीरो हो गया everywhere inside the conductor. So electric field also should be zero everywhere inside the conductor. तो यही तो मैंने पढ़ाया था. बताओ क्या गुनाह किया? यही पढ़ाया था क्या? E at any inside point, that is R is less than capital R, is zero. Electric field is zero. है ना? यही पढ़ाया था मैंने आपको. Great. Okay. Outside point भी समझ लेते हैं, है ना? Let us understand the outside point as well. So outside point में भी also it is very easy. This is our conductor. This is our charge Q. If you want at any outside point, so let's say at distance r, you have this outside point. In this case, इसको थोड़ा सा छोटा कर लो वरना डायग्राम बहुत बड़ा बन जाएगा. So let's say at distance r, this is your outside point. In this case, our Gaussian surface should again be a sphere, and Gaussian surface should be drawn at distance r only. So the bigger sphere that I have drawn, this is our Gaussian surface. Okay. What is the radius of Gaussian surface? Small r. So whatever point you want to calculate electric field, your Gaussian surface should pass through that point only. वही कर रहे हैं हम यहाँ पे, है ना? So r radius पे you have drawn a Gaussian surface. Now you will write left hand side में E into area of Gaussian surface is equal to Q enclosed divided by epsilon naught. If you see carefully, total charge on the conductor is inside our Gaussian surface. पूरा charge conductor का is inside our Gaussian surface because Gaussian surface is bigger than our conductor. So can I say everyone Q enclosed is nothing but total charge Q itself divided by epsilon naught, है ना? And electric field into area. So what is the area of a sphere? If our Gaussian surface is a sphere of radius r, what is the area of it? 4 pi r square, area of a sphere. So electric field into 4 pi r square is equal to Q upon epsilon naught. So answer will be E is equal to Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught r square, and 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught is K. So E is equal to KQ divided by r square. And did I teach you the same formula for any outside point? And the trick that I told you is you just consider the whole conductor as a point charge at a distance of r. तो देखो गॉस लॉ ने प्रूफ कर दिया कि इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड एट एनी आउटसाइड पॉइंट मींस व्हेन r is greater than capital R is equal to kq divided by r square. Done and dusted. बताइए समझ आया? आउटसाइड पॉइंट पे kq by r square, इनसाइड पॉइंट पे 0. ठीक है? So this topic was already taught to you, but yeah, today we are seeing the proof of it using the Gauss law. अब ग्राफ में I'll not waste much time, okay? ग्राफ में क्या था देखो, for inside point it was 0 if you remember. Inside point मतलब r equal to capital R तक it was 0, but after that it was decreasing like this according to this graph, kq upon r square. तो ये तो मैं पहले इस पे डिस्कस कर चुका हूं, है ना? We are not discussing it further basically. फिर भी थोड़ा सा बता देता हूं. देखो, starting from r equal to 0 to r equal to capital R, what is the electric field? 0. inside point पे 0 है. outside point पे as the r increases electric field decreases. surface पे कितना होगा? electric field at surface, if you want, surface मतलब r equal to capital R, it will be kq by capital R square. simple, right? चलिए, तो आई होप यू आर हैप्पी. सब कुछ सही चल रहा है क्या? क्या आप लोग खुश हैं अपनी लाइफ से? खुश हो या दुखी हो? पहले से आज ज्यादा चमका. चलो अच्छी बात है, बधाइयां. टू हैप्पी, खुश. चलो बहुत बढ़िया. तरुणी इज दुखी. तरुणी तो पूरे 1 साल दुखी थी, अभी भी दुखी है. क्या हो गया तरुणी? हाँ, अब आगे बढ़ते हैं, है ना? ई सरफेस डेराइव नहीं करना. नहीं बेटा, ई सरफेस के लिए r इक्वल टू कैपिटल R रख दो आउटसाइड वाले पॉइंट पे, यू आर डन. ठीक है? अब सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट बात, सॉलिड नॉन कंडक्टिंग. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. नेक्स्ट 15 मिनट्स हम यही करेंगे. ठीक है? Solid non-conducting is having distributed charge everywhere. तो मान लीजिए आप कि the radius of the conductor is, let's say, capital R. Total charge it is having is capital Q. I have already explained that in case of solid non-conducting, because the charge is distributed throughout the volume, we define rho charge density here. इस पे स्नेहा ने डाउट भी पूछा होगा, अगर आपको याद होगा, फिर मैंने समझाया था. In case of solid non-conducting, because the charge is distributed throughout the volume, we have to define rho. So rho is defined as Q divided by volume of the sphere. Volume of the sphere कितना होता है बेटा बताओ? 4/3 pi r cube. I hope you all know sphere का volume is 4/3 pi r cube. ठीक है, बहुत बढ़िया. Here also two cases are there. One case when you take outside charge, I mean outside point. So beta, if you take outside point, again your Gaussian surface will be bigger in size. So again you will say the E into area, which is 4 pi r square. Q enclosed will be capital Q, right? Because Gaussian surface is bigger. It is including all the charge of the conductor. So Q enclosed is equal to Q itself. So Q upon epsilon naught. You will get exactly the same answer here, which is KQ by R square. So this also has been taught earlier कि outside point पे the electric field का formula is exactly the same in case of that hollow case, in case of the solid case. But a big, है ना, a big question for all of you, inside point पे कितना होता है? If you take inside point in case of solid non-conducting sphere, any idea? Anyone remembers the formula? Come on, guys. Really want to know inside point का formula. KQ upon R square, KQR upon R cube. Correct. बहुत सही. KQ small r divided by capital R cube. Correct? चलिए अब इसको derive करते हैं. This derivation is very, very, very important. Okay. Imagine now again it is having uniformly charged sphere. Everywhere charge is there. Again I am not drawing with that density, but yeah, ये देखो. Everywhere charge is there distributed. What is our charge density now? Rho. Rho means total Q divided by 4 by 3 pi r cube. Gaussian surface, shall I take inside the conductor or outside the conductor? Common sense से बताना जरा. I have to calculate electric field at any inside point. Obviously, I'll take inside it, है ना? अब ध्यान से देखिएगा. Our Gaussian surface is now somewhere here. ये देखो. This green one is our Gaussian surface. ठीक है? The radius of Gaussian surface is again r. And here I want the electric field at any distance r from the center of the conductor. So I'll write left hand side which is integral E dot dA. ये तो वही बन जाएगा ना, electric field. Let me write down with a bright color, मतलब थोड़ा अच्छा color. तो electric field into what is area of Gaussian surface again? 4 pi r square. So this time left hand side is sorted. Nothing new. Electric field into area. Electric field is E, which I need to calculate. 4 pi r square. Right hand side is Q enclosed divided by epsilon naught. Do you think, everyone, that this Gaussian surface is including all the charge of the conductor? आपको ऐसा लगता है क्या कि इस Gaussian surface के अंदर पूरा चार्ज है? नहीं. This Gaussian surface is including less amount of charge now because Gaussian surface is smaller. So I cannot write Q enclosed is equal to Q. ये मैं नहीं लिख सकता इस टाइम पे because the Gaussian surface is smaller, so it will contain the charge only up to that volume. अब आप देखना ये वाला चार्ज हम कैसे निकालेंगे. So let's say our Gaussian surface is having dq amount of charge. What is dq amount of charge? This is the Q enclosed. तो मेरा जो फॉर्मूला बनेगा Q enclosed, I'll be writing dq only, dq by epsilon naught, है ना. अब ध्यान से समझना, when you used to calculate dq in case of linear charge density, you used to write lambda into L, lambda into length of the element, lambda into dl लिख लो चलो. When you used to calculate it in the case of area charge density, आप लिखते थे sigma into dA. यानी कि अगर lambda है तो multiply it by the length of the element, sigma है तो multiply it by the area of the element. तो बेटा अगर रो है तो कैन आई मल्टीप्लाई इट बाय द वॉल्यूम ऑफ द एलिमेंट. बिल्कुल सही जा रहे हो सर आप. सही जा रहा हूं क्या यार मैं, बताओ. सिंपल कंसेप्ट, राइट. इफ यू वांट एलिमेंट का चार्ज, you will do lambda into length of the element. If it is sigma, sigma into area of the element. रो है तो रो into volume of the element. तो यही मैं करने वाला हूं. अब ध्यान से सुनना. lambda is not here, sigma is not here, we have rho. तो I'm going to write down the charge which is inside the Gaussian surface is, you can write rho multiplied by the area or the volume inside the Gaussian surface. Now देखो इसको इंटीग्रेट करना पड़ता है वैसे तो, है ना, 0 से r तक. बट एक बात ध्यान रखना, डेंसिटी इज कांस्टेंट. तो व्हेन डेंसिटी कम्स आउट, आप सिंपल लिख सकते हैं चार्ज इनसाइड द Gaussian surface is volume of the Gaussian surface. अब बेटा वॉल्यूम कितना है फॉर द Gaussian surface? 4 by 3 pi r cube. What did I do here? Density multiplied by volume of the Gaussian surface. That's it. तो इतना चार्ज होगा इनसाइड द Gaussian surface. That is our dq. ठीक है. अच्छा, अब ये भी सोच के देखो कि रो को यहां पे रख देते हैं एंड लेट अस कैलकुलेट इट, है ना. सो इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड इनटू 4 pi r square is equal to dq will be how much? Rho into 4 upon 3 epsilon naught is there already into pi r cube. ये देखो, तो यहां से देखो 4 पाई कैंसिल, अब हो गया, बस इतना ही है, ठीक है। आर स्क्वायर से आर कैंसिल, योर इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड इज हाउ मच, रो आर अपॉन 3 एप्सिलॉन नॉट। बाय द वे लेट मी टेल यू, दिस इज अनदर फॉर्मेट ऑफ द सेम इक्वेशन। वो जो आप के क्यू स्मॉल आर अपॉन कैपिटल आर क्यूब लिखते हैं, इट इज द सेम थिंग, है ना, फॉर्मेट, अनदर फॉर्मेट ऑफ द सेम इक्वेशन। बाय द वे डोंट वरी, आई विल राइट डाउन द अदर फॉर्मेट एज वेल। ये समझ में आया क्या एवरीवन? व्हाट डिड आई डू? लेफ्ट हैंड साइड में इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड इनटू 4 पाई आर स्क्वायर, गॉसियन सरफेस का एरिया। राइट हैंड साइड में चार्ज एनक्लोज्ड बाय द गॉसियन सरफेस। चार्ज एनक्लोज्ड बाय द गॉसियन सरफेस इज नॉट इक्वल टू क्यू नाउ, लेस चार्ज इज देयर। हाउ डू आई नो हाउ मच चार्ज इज देयर इन माय एलिमेंट? Rho multiplied by volume of the element. So rho multiplied by 4 pi r cube I did, equated both the sides, I got rho r upon 3 epsilon naught. अब देखो क्या रो इतना है, देखो एवरीवन, रो इज दिस राइट, 3 कैपिटल क्यू अपॉन 4 पाई आर क्यूब। रिप्लेस फॉर रो विथ दैट वैल्यू 3q अपॉन 4 पाई कैपिटल आर क्यूब। आई एम प्रिटी श्योर यू मस्ट बी गेटिंग इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड एज के क्यू स्मॉल आर डिवाइडेड बाय कैपिटल आर क्यूब। करके देखो सब लोग एक बार, मजा आएगा, है ना, करके देखो मजा आएगा। So rho will be 3q, so 3 and 3 will cancel out from the numerator and denominator, है ना। और फिर आप देखेंगे 4 pi will be like 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught will become k, so kqr upon capital R cube. This is the derivation of it through Gauss law. Once I am giving you time, explain yourself. I have explained twice. एक बार go through the slide, process the information and then we will proceed. समझ आ रहा है क्या? देख लो एक बार। Here the Gaussian surface is smaller, so that's why we have to calculate charge which is inside the Gaussian surface, जिसको हम Q enclosed भी कहते हैं। तो ऐसे हो गया, ठीक है। Tell me everyone if you have got it, come on. Very nice. चलिए, अच्छा, जिन लोगों ने ग्रेविटेशन पढ़ा है तो वहां पे एक हम आपसे क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं हमेशा ना, ग्रेविटेशन की थोड़ा यादें दिलाता हूं आपको, ठीक है, डेजा वू मोमेंट, यादें दिलाऊं क्या? देखो, अगर आपने अर्थ लिया, वी से यहां पे सरफेस पे g है, द एक्सेलरेशन ड्यू टू ग्रेविटी, राइट? एकदम ग्रेविटेशन से एग्जैक्टली। तो हम बोलते हैं कि इफ वी गो टू सम हाइट, दैट मींस वी आर गोइंग अवे, द g शुड डिक्रीज। एंड देन ऑल द टीचर्स आस्क, ओके ठीक है, व्हेन आई एम गोइंग टू सम हाइट द g इज डिक्रीजिंग, व्हाट अबाउट व्हेन वी आर गोइंग टू द डेप्थ? तो जनरल स्टूडेंट्स थिंक कि ओके दिस टाइम सर इज आस्किंग फॉर डेप्थ। डेप्थ मतलब वी आर गोइंग टुवर्ड्स द सेंटर ऑफ अर्थ, वी आर गोइंग क्लोजर टू अर्थ, जी शुड इंक्रीज, ऐसा लगता है सबको। बट एक्चुअली दिस एक्सप्लेनेशन वाज गिवन देयर आल्सो दैट इफेक्टिव मास व्हिच इज पुलिंग द बॉडी डिक्रीजेस। यहां पे भी तो वही हो रहा है, द इफेक्टिव चार्ज इज डिक्रीजिंग, और यू कैन से द चार्ज व्हिच इज प्रेजेंट इनसाइड द गॉसियन सरफेस इज लेस. So if your gravitation is strong, you will be able to understand whatever I said. समझ पा रहे हैं क्या कुछ लोग मेरी भावनाओं को? जो लोग ग्रेविटेशन पढ़े हैं मेरे से वो समझ पा रहे होंगे बात को, है ना। मास कम हो गया था उसमें, यहाँ पे चार्ज कम हो गया। फील आ रही है बेटा? अगर फील आ गई तो आपको कोई नहीं रोक सकता, है ना। यू विल बी डूइंग वंडर्स इन योर लाइफ इफ यू कैन फील थिंग्स। चलिए, बहुत बढ़िया। तो यार आज बहुत मेहनत हो गई, है ना। फीलिंग फिजिक्स विथ 70 अदर्स, अच्छा हाँ। तो ये देखो, ये सारे केसेस का आंसर यहाँ पे लिखा है, एवरीथिंग इज रिटन हियर, या आई शो यू द लीडर बोर्ड, डोंट वरी। सो प्लीज एवरीवन, व्हाटएवर वी हैव डन टुडे, रिवाइज एंड कम, ओके। बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीजें हमने करी हैं, एंड प्लीज रिवाइज एंड कम। अच्छा, ये ग्राफ था ना इसका हॉलो वाले का, एंड इफ यू टेक ग्राफ फॉर द सॉलिड वन, हैव दे गिवन द ग्राफ फॉर द सॉलिड वन बाय द वे? इनसाइड द स्फेरिकल रीजन, बाप रे कितनी सारी स्लाइड्स हैं, हे भगवान। खैर, हाँ देखो यही रिजल्ट आया क्या हमारा, रो आर अपॉन 3 एप्सिलॉन नॉट। प्लीज रिमेंबर दिस फॉर्मूला एज वेल, ओके, एंड के क्यू आर अपॉन कैपिटल आर क्यूब, एंड देन दिस इज द ग्राफ। यस, सो इनिशियल पॉइंट और द इनसाइड पॉइंट, इट इज लीनियर, राइट? याद आ रहा है एवरीवन? लीनियरली इंक्रीजिंग फॉर इनसाइड पॉइंट बिकॉज के क्यू स्मॉल आर अपॉन कैपिटल आर क्यूब है ना, एंड आउटसाइड पॉइंट इट इज लाइक दिस डिक्रीजिंग। आप लोग मुझसे पूछ रहे थे कि सर क्विज विज है क्या? क्विज तो नहीं है बेटा अभी, ठीक है। ये इनफाइनाइट शीट वगैरह मैंने आपको करा ही दिया है, ये सब वैसे भी ऑप्शनल है, जेई के लिए है। चलो आज मैं आपको थोड़ा जल्दी छोड़ रहा हूँ, ठीक है, बिकॉज थोड़ा ज्यादा पढ़ाया मैंने आपको आज, राइट। ओनली 5 मिनट्स आर लेफ्ट बाय द वे। तुम लोग बोलोगे क्या ही जल्दी छोड़ रहे हो सर, 5 मिनट छोड़ के क्या उखाड़ लिया, मतलब ऐसा कुछ है ना। खैर जो भी है, हाँ लीडर बोर्ड दिखाऊं क्या? ये देखो भैया लीडर बोर्ड आपका। ओके निसर्गा, बाय बाय, बाय एवरीवन, गुड नाइट। तो ऑस्लिन, फलक, भवनूर, वंदना, प्रियेशा, साक्षी, शोभित, स्नेहा, अंकित, तरुणी, अभिलाष, अरिणी, अनुभूति, पार्थ एंड विकास डोगरा, बहुत बढ़िया। चलिए एवरीवन, आई एम नॉट एबल टू रीड ऑल योर मैसेजेस बिकॉज ये लैपटॉप है आज, और लैपटॉप में चैट स्क्रीन इतना छोटू सा है, सो इट्स गोइंग क्वाइट फास्ट, है ना। बट यस, बाय बाय एवरीवन, एंड हम लोग मिलते हैं बहुत जल्द नेक्स्ट क्लास में, ठीक है। बाय गाइस, सी यू सून, गुड नाइट, रिवाइज एंड कम ऑन द नेक्स्ट क्लास, ठीक है, बाय।